What's up, everybody? Back again in the studio. I feel like I run like a little honestly, one of my dreams, like anytime I'm on the road, people are like, oh, it's so cool, you're a stand-up comic. And I'm like, I know it's a cool job. But my fantasy is living in a small town and just having a job in a small town and being able to see my mom, my kid's grandmom, my brothers, sisters, family, people I grew up with, things that are familiar, like on Sundays. And this makes me feel like I run some, afternoon talk show in a small town, which ultimately I think would be my dream. Like, oh, yeah, I can just be in a small town and run this little talk show. Would be so cool. Anyway, I love doing it. I love being here and being able to sit down with you guys. I appreciate all of you that are listening. Always my website, jlarsoncomedy.com, jlarson comedy on Facebook. That's the new Facebook page, jlarson comedy. All the videos are going to be going up there. These videos from in here, I'll be posting there, but they'll also be on YouTube. So please subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to Facebook, obviously subscribe to the podcast, and share it with people. If there's a guest that you love, you're going to love this week's guest. Share it with a friend. Send it over and be like, you should subscribe to this, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook or just the iTunes link, whatever it is. If you're just listening on iTunes, that's great. If you're watching on YouTube, that's awesome too. The more the merrier. Please share it, rate it, review it. All that stuff's help. Put it on Reddit. Say, this is something. I don't know. I don't even know what happens on Reddit. Although I have been number one on Reddit before. I'm just saying. Again, on Instagram, jlarson comedy, Twitter as well, all that good stuff. And if you're in Los Angeles, I'm always at the Comedy Store. Come out to a show. Come up to me afterwards. Let me know you're listening to the podcast. I always appreciate it. And something that I know Crab Feast fans loved was being introduced to new comedians. That's something, obviously, you see that I'm trying to do that. I try to mix in people like Bobby Kelly, who's been around forever, and then Caleb, and this week's guests are people you may never have heard of. So that's something I want to keep going with this podcast, is introducing you guys to new comedians that are not just funny on stage, but interesting and have a personality, are in depth off stage, as well as hilarious off stage. So you're getting all that. That's all I'm trying to do. Shout out right here to the Drama King, Carl DiGregorio. Check out his book. Past Crab Feast, and all past Crab Feast episodes available on iTunes. Go subscribe to the new Crab Feast page. That's where all the past episodes live now. And now you can have them forever, which is something I enjoy. I got to see the Sickle Cell the other night, and it was so fantastic. And I tell all of you out there, I miss it just as much as you do. And I miss being across from that guy all the time. And I love him to death, but I'm also super excited about doing this every week. And this week's guest, I'd known for a while, there's certain people, like people that intimidate you a little bit because you just don't know them. I find that with my kids, there's certain things that they don't want to try food because they don't know it. It's like, well, yeah, taste it, and then you'll know it. And even then they might not like it, whatever. But there are certain people that can be very intimidating because they're intimidating people. You know what I mean? They're big and they're bold, or, they have a certainty about themselves, and you're like, oh, they won't like me. That's definitely how I felt about this week's guest, Punkie Johnson, because I used to see her at the Comedy Store, and I was like, she wouldn't like me. And then we got a chance to work together, and I was like, oh, it's like an excuse. I love looking for an excuse to talk to someone, because sometimes I just don't feel confident enough to just go talk to someone, I'm like, I need an excuse. I need an in. And I was so stoked that she was on that show, because I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to talk to her. And we hit it off, and we got along immediately. And I was stoked. And before we had done anything at this Comedy Central show, I was like, yo, we got a podcast. I just want to sit down with you. And she's like, totally. And so I was stoked to have her. You can check her out on Instagram and give her a follow, Punkie Johnson. And I just hope you enjoy this week's episode. So please enjoy my sit down with Punkie Johnson.
Are we talking into the camera?
I mean, I just go right here, but it's there. So we just released the first one on video today.
Oh, really? How was it?
It was awesome. I mean, it's still going to be audio, but then we'll put up the video with Bobby Kelly.
Okay.
And then we're good? Yep. You want me to do a clap for you or anything?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Scott. Thanks, buddy.
Shut the door.
Oh, let me just do this. So yeah, it's been like
I saw him and I was like, I thought he was your I thought your children was young. Cause I
Who?
thought that was your son.
who?
Sky,
Him?
yeah.
Oh my God, could you imagine that was my son?
I was like, oh, ain't your children? It's like he
That's-
looked like a grown man.
That's Skylar Neal, baby. He's over here producing.
He handling things. Skylar Neal in the house.
Stoked to have you here. I mean, this was
It's-
when we were doing the Burr show, and I was like, "Yo, you got to come sit down and just chat."
I like to chat. I'm gonna talk your head off.
You came in and you started chatting,
Yeah.
and you're like, "It's just because I came from a meeting." And in the back of my head, I was like, "Nah, I think you just chat.
And that too.
You chatty."
But this is the reason why when I go home I don't like to talk, because I talk all damn day.
I know, yeah.
So when I get inside, my wife is like, "What you do?" Da, 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 da. I'm like, "I'll send it to you in the email. I don't want to verbally speak.
You can't get home and send an email.
I don't want to verbally speak anymore."
Wait, does she chat a lot too?
Yeah, she chats a damn lot. But the thing is, she, like, she's a housewife, so she don't really be talking to nobody during the day. So
How can you be a black lesbian in 2019 and have a housewife? What do you think this is? The 50s?
I didn't mean it. She
gotta-
think it's the damn 50s.
She does.
I'm just like, girl, women are taking over the world, right? You go out and do. She was like, no, I just want to take care of you.
I mean,
She's very well educated. I mean, very intelligent.
Yeah.
2 degrees. I'm like, why'd you go to school if this is what you wanted to do?
she's like, I just like to learn.
She
That's what it is, right? She just likes to learn.
yeah, she does. She, her mom stayed at home as she was growing up, well taken care of. And my mom would just be planting these seeds. Like, I would ask my mom, I'm like, Ma, what you want to be when you grow up? She'd be like, a housewife. And she's like, this is my dream.
Wait,
And
this was your wife?
my mama said that. My mama works, but she really wants to be a housewife.
Well, it's a little late now. I mean, how old's your mom?
She was a housewife for a little while, like maybe 4 years. And then she was like, oh, I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
And then she got up and she went to work. She's like 54.
See, I'm going to be this world of comedy and acting and writing is almost like a plague. Because there's so many other things I want to do, but I can't run away from this thing.
No.
Because it like called me and I've answered. Because you know what I would love to do? I'd like to be a house husband. I would love to just be home, like cooking, doing a garden. So like every night we're like, yeah, check this out. That lettuce, yeah, made it.
That was in the plan. That's one of our big fights that we have, because we got married. We had a plan.
Whose plan?
It was our plan.
Okay.
And it was like, I'm gonna work my ass off for 4 years, and then you're gonna be a nurse because that's what you went to school for.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna quit and go full time hard in comedy, but I'm gonna take care of the house during the day because we don't do comedy till at night.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was gonna be in a garden, and I was gonna have a hen in the damn oven.
You know, green thumb? Do you have a green thumb?
What you mean?
Can you garden?
Oh no, I just like to be out there.
So that you're just gonna be out there,
You damn
and then
skippy.
you're gonna be like going to the store buying shit, man.
Hell
Look what I
yeah.
grew.
Well, of course, it would have looked a mess.
Yeah.
But it's like an energy that it brings to your house. So I just like plants and
I
shit.
know, man.
I don't think I would make like flowers and stuff. I would just buy tons of plants and just
Oh, okay.
put
yeah.
them bitches places.
Do your mom or dad didn't have a garden when you were growing up?
No, my mom is really good in the garden. She loved being outside. She loved going up there picking in the weeds and fixing stuff. My family is really landscapey.
They're landscape.
They landscapey.
No one's ever said
They
that. By the way.
policey. All of them are like policemen and administrators and lawyers and stuff. I think my grandfather was a lawyer, and my uncle was a lawyer. They all in
law.
In law.
Whether they're enforcing it.
Yep.
Or writing it.
All writing it.
You know what I'm saying? Huh.
All taking advantage of it. You just never know.
So wait. So then what happened? So did that happen? Did you then?
It didn't happen. She just looked at me one day and she was like, I just really like to take care of you and cook, and when you come home and I see your face, and she's like, I just like watching you work hard. and I mean, and then of course I get guidance from my parents. I talked to my dad about it. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I was like, I don't know how to respond to her with this.
What do your parents think about the fact that you're gay and are married? Were they always supportive?
So okay.
Are both your parents black?
Yes.
Okay.
My daddy.
Yeah.
So this how it all went down. I was gay. It was of course frowned upon, but I knew I was gay.
Yeah.
So I would put
from like when?
From the moment I was like, damn, them nice titties. I mean, like it was
young.
just
like 7?
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
it's weird to even ask that because I don't know when I first saw like a woman and said, "Oh, that intrigues me."
I knew I wasn't good with boys by the way I would like treat them and talk. Like I wasn't kind, I wasn't sweet.
Yeah.
I was always sweeter on girls.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just went from there.
It just clicked. But you're so outspoken, like not just as a person, but definitely on stage. How were you like comfortable in letting people know that you were gay, or like you kept it to yourself?
I kept it to myself for a while, and then I got around. I started, of course, basketball, and I started playing basketball in the 9th grade.
Yeah,
and some of the girls on the team was just out and open and happy to be gay, and
really?
That gave me the level of comfort and the confidence I needed to allow myself to be myself.
Now, did you like go to them and say, "Hey"? And tell them first, or did you just see them like, oh, I can just do this?
And when I saw them, I was like, oh, I could just do this. And then I was attracted to this one chick, and she wasn't gay.
Yeah.
But I didn't one day I just went for it.
What do you mean?
I just went for it. She was like sitting on a counter she was like sitting on a sink in the bathroom, in the restroom at our school.
Yeah.
And this was a public school, by the way, so this flies in public schools.
Sure.
And I just went up to her and I was like, I just went in for a kiss, and she fucking kissed me back. And I was like, all right, I guess we gonna do this. And then it went from there.
Shut up. And you guys fooled around?
She was my first girlfriend. And then we didn't get,
wait a minute. Did she then come out, or was she just like, because I feel like women are way more like, yeah, I'll kiss a chick once in a while.
She didn't, wow, now I'm going all the way back down memory lane. She was older than me. I was in the 9th grade. She was in the 12th grade.
Yeah.
So she was like 17, maybe 18, depending on when her birthday was. But I used to be by her house a lot. It kind of looked like a, big brother, big sister, or whatever you call them little things, where she would teach me, and our parents was okay with us being cool. And then like we would mess around, cut school, mess around, everything. We was always together. We played basketball together. Everything was fantastic. She had pretty eyes. I liked her. And then I was at her house one time, and her brother, she had a crack in her door, and we was doing stuff, and her brother watched us, like a creep.
Yeah.
He watched us, but we didn't know. I just got up, I went home, and her mom was supposed to come and pick me up from my house so we could go to a parade. Uh-huh. And man, her mama came.
New Orleans, man, there's a parade like every day.
Oh, yeah. And her mama came to the house, Jay, and I was walking out to go meet them to get in the car, and she was getting out the car, walking towards the house. And I was like, hey, Miss Pat, what you doing, And she was like, I know you been fucking my daughter. And I like dove for cover like it was a drive-by. I was like, what the fuck? My parents didn't know at the time.
You barely knew.
Exactly. Yeah. I was just like, whoa. And like I ran inside. I locked the door and I just went into a panic attack. And my mom was upstairs sleeping.
That's traumatic.
It was. And she said that loud in the neighborhood too. And my mom was upstairs sleeping. You cannot wake up a black mama. You cannot do it.
I don't know, because I didn't have a black mama.
Bro, you cannot.
What
you
happens?
cannot mess with your black mama when she got rollers in her head. When she watching the Young and the Restless,
stories,
and when she's sleeping. That's 3 reasons you cannot. Oh, she on the phone.
Yeah.
Can't talk to your black mama.
What
You
did
gotta
she
wait.
do?
So she was sleeping. My dad. So you saying what my mom and dad did? My dad was on the computer. We had a computer room, and he smoked cigarettes, and he used to play solitaire. That's all he played.
He smoked cigarettes in the house?
Smoked cigarettes in the house, played solitaire. That's it.
Your dad, first of all, he's on a computer smoking cigarettes in the house. So he's like in the future, but in the past.
Right.
You're like, dude, what are you doing?
He's sitting in this, like, you know how the computer chairs are. They
Yeah.
rock. He's
Yeah.
he got his feet up. He's rocking. He's playing solitaire. He's having a good time. He probably got a little drink.
By the way, it's the total. You know, you're an old timey kind of guy because I have one game on my phone, and it's solitaire. I could have every single game in the world on my phone, but I'm like, nah. You know that thing I
Solitaire.
could play with cards? Nah, I'll just do it on the computer.
I know.
And that's what he's doing.
That's what he doing.
Hilarious.
And I went in there and I tiptoed to him and I was like, I really need to talk to you. My dad was always the type of person to tell me, I don't care what you do. I don't care how bad or good it is. One of your parents have to always know what's going on in your life. Always.
Oh, that's
so we
tight.
can know
I like
how
that.
to handle it when it comes to light.
Yeah.
I didn't take his advice. Instead, I just busted on
And
him.
this chick forced your hand.
Oh my God.
Did she leave after she just like yelled at you, or did she hang out?
They
out there?
outside banging on the door at this time.
Oh damn.
So I was like, listen, I got to tell you something. Got to be real quick. Mama upstairs. I need you to go tell her because she ain't going to hit you. She going to hit me. So if you tell her, break the ice, and then she'll come downstairs and be mad. So I was like, to cut a long story short, I think I'm gay. I've been messing around with a girl. Her mama found out she outside right now. She want to talk to you and mama. And this is, we're in a rush.
He's like, would you hold on a second? I just got the ace of spades.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what he did.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, really? Oh, okay. All right.
Now, do you think like he knew, or like
He could have knew possibly. I mean, I played basketball. I'm a tomboy. I dressed like this all the time.
yeah?
And I
You
looked,
mean fly?
yeah. I was always uncomfortable in girl clothes. You can just tell.
Yeah.
It was just awkward. And I was doing it just because my mom probably made me.
Yeah.
And boy, I was ready for him to be like, what the fuck? You know, I was ready for him to be like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he turned around and he put a smile on his face and he was like, man, you out here getting hoes, bruh? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah.
I was like, I just told you this lady is outside. She wants to come in and talk. And I was like, I'm telling you this so you can go and tell mama so she could come downstairs and you want to talk about it right
Yeah.
now. He was like, what y'all be doing? Like, is she pretty? Like, you know, like when it happened, bro. Why
So
you
like
ain't
he
never-"
was like, you think he's like, he was taking an interest, or was he like curious, or what was it?
All of the above. He
Yeah.
was taking an interest. He was excited. I think he saw me as a new son. Because he like took me under his wing.
He's like, finally.
Yeah, because, well, my brother, you know, I love my brother to death, but he is a sociopath. He's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's not a good man, but he be doing some crazy shit. So
Yeah.
I guess my daddy was like, great, now I can mold a new son to be a good
Oh
son.
my gosh.
Because he started treating me, I mean, he always treated me great, but he started treating me like a guy. Like, you know, you gonna drink this Crown. Like, I had my first shot of Crown that night.
Really?
Yep.
But do you think he was looking at that like, well, you're going to drink this Crown because you're now my son, or because he was like celebrating for you the coming out, and like, because that's such a huge deal. I can
Both.
only imagine.
He was like, this is what men do.
Yeah.
Men, they drink Heineken, they drink Crown, they fuck bitches, they get money. That's like,
Yeah.
that was his speech.
Man.
Open and close doors,
Oh,
bruh.
he really gave you a
Yeah, he's been teaching me. That's why I've been in a relationship for so long, because he's
Oh my
been macking me up on how to take care of women and how to be
Yeah.
a man.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's
he's like, I know you're
unbelievable.
still a woman. I know. But you like the dude, right? Like, he's learning. You know, he's like, you like the man part of the thing.
But
I
there's
was
a
like, yeah.
difference. I mean, it can't be. I mean, just to take my relationship, it's not like every gay relationship, one's the dude, one's the chick, and it's not like every straight relationship, the woman is always has the
Right.
stereotypical woman. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like, you know, in my relationship, there's tons of stuff
Mm-hmm.
around the house that like I just not that I'm better at it. I just like it. You know what I
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
mean? When there were flowers in our house, I bought them. You know what I mean? Like, I bought them because that's just my thing. I grew up with a single mom. So when you grow up with a single mom who loved flowers,
Oh, yeah.
you know, my wife barely buys flowers. And when I get them, she just never like, some days, 2 days will go by and she'll be like, oh, where'd those flowers come from? And I'm like, those have been here.
So you're the romantic.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not romantic at all.
Yeah.
That's one thing he forgot to talk to me about.
Well, you don't need to be. That's the thing. My wife's not romantic either. Like, we went the first 7 years of our relationship, never celebrated an anniversary, never a Valentine's Day. She was like, nah, I'm not into that. And I was like, all right, I kind of am, but
that's
whatever.
crazy.
But I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know, it's not like we go out to dinner on Valentine's Day. Now we kind of like, you know, with the kids, we're like, oh, let's figure out some time or something like that. But does your wife do it?
She is deep in love with romantic shit.
Oh, okay.
I
yeah.
mean, deep with it. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, well, that could be your strong suit.
Yeah.
Like, stop pushing me to do it, and you just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
My thing, providing, bitch.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm not going to force you to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So even as much as, and we'll get back, I want to get back to that night, but like, even as much as you say, you know, your wife was like, you know, there was a plan and then she backed off it. This is what you wanted, or at least you were groomed to be like the provider.
Yeah,
and,
I feel comfortable being the way that I am. You know, one reason why I don't mind the way my wife is because she took care of me in college.
Yeah.
You know, she her dad did because her dad just, you know, she's the little princess. He makes a lot of money and she just don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I lived with her. I had no bills. I had no rent. I had no car note.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Nickel State in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Okay.
And she took care of me for, I think I got there first and then she got there. So yeah, she took care of me for like 2.5, 3 years.
Man, you guys have been together a minute.
Yeah, we've been together since.
Well, I want to hear that
school.
story afterwards because I know there was a timeout in there for a little while.
There was a timeout. We needed a timeout, bro. I didn't realize it at the time, but I realize it now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, all right. So they're still banging at the door out there.
Yes. And I just look at he's sitting up here. He's talking to me like they not outside. He's talking to me like we talking right
He's
now.
just excited, yeah.
Like this about to be an hour
Is he a chill
long.
dude in general?
He's so chill.
Yeah.
But he's so he's a very emotional man. He doesn't mind expressing himself.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him. I done sat down. Like it looked like this conversation ain't gonna be over soon. And he was like, we'll get to them. We'll get to that. And we just talked about a couple things. We talked about sex. You know, are you protecting yourself and all of this shit? I'm like, we're dykes.
I don't need to.
I don't know. What are you talking about? So he was like, all right. Well, let the bitch in. Like this is how he talking about the girl. Let the bitch in. You know, I'll take care of him. Go get your mama. Cause he already pissed off that this lady about to snitch on his child. He already mad.
That's a good point. And she's like, clearly she's upset.
Yeah.
And your dad ain't.
Yeah.
So,
he's like, what's the big deal? Like,
Yeah.
let these kids be kids. You know, whatever. Fuck, I was fucking. Everybody fucking right now. It's you lucky they ain't start at 10. I mean, shit. The girl 14. Fuck.
Yeah.
She experimenting, whether it be
Yeah.
with a woman or a man. I mean, and he happy is just with a woman. He's like, I don't need you out here getting dick. But like, so he goes. He get my mom. My mom comes downstairs. Of course, he told her upstairs. Because if he would have told her downstairs, I would have got beat down.
Yeah.
And it's not, I think my mom was just in shock. I think she just didn't understand at the moment.
Yeah.
And it just.
And you think it's different, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you think it's different like mom to daughter, dad to son?
I think
because
it's
I didn't have that in our house, to see what the difference would be, when my brother came out. To see how my mom reacted versus how like a dad would react.
You have a gay brother?
Yeah, my brother's gay.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the best. I love it.
He vibrant, ain't he?
Huh?
What kind of gay? There's all kind of different gays. Is he like, hey, gay? Or is he like chill?
Oh no, he's chill. But like, he'll have his gay moments. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
Like he loves to. I like mess around a lot and I'm sarcastic and pick on friends because I grew up in Massachusetts. That's just what we do. And when he came out to visit, we were out to dinner one night and, he jabs and pokes and stuff and he went to the bathroom. My friend goes, he's so mean. And I'm like, no, he's just my brother. And like when he'll see my wife, he'll be like, this what you're wearing? You're wearing this today, huh?
Those the moments?
Got your hooch on? Yeah, those are the moments. You know what I mean? And then she'll like call him out. I mean, he loves her to death. They're like,
I love it.
They're besties.
Younger brother, older brother?
He's older by 14 months.
How did your parents feel? Was your mom more understanding and your dad was like, ugh?
Oh, my dad wasn't around.
Okay.
My dad, I don't.
Oh,
think,
yeah. You did tell me
he ever
that.
knew.
Okay.
You know, but my mom worked in ballet, was around a lot of gay people, and I still think it wasn't easy for her. At first, I don't think she took it well. And I can't speak on either their behalf because I wasn't in the room when... I just remember when he told me. It literally could have been like he told me, hey, I just got a new skateboard. And I was like, all right. It didn't even faze me. I was just like, cool. It didn't shock me. It didn't blow me away. It wasn't like I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. It was just like, it didn't change anything of my perspective. If anything, I was like stoked. It was just comfortable. It was awesome.
Yeah.
You know? And I've had other friends come out to me, and I wish I had celebrated with my brother the way because when my friend came out to me, he was older, and I was like, fuck yes, bro. And he's like, why are you so excited? I'm like, cause this is amazing. You know?
Oh, bro.
And I didn't...
LGBT community probably love your ass.
Oh,
Jay Larson for gay rights.
But it just like my friend came out, he was older, and I was just like so stoked because that just it has to be, especially when you're that older, it's got to be scary because as a straight dude, if you look at the world around you, everything is built, especially when we were growing up in the, I'm older than you.
Yeah.
So for my brother in the 90s, it wasn't like there was no Glee on TV.
Oh yeah,
there was no Will and Grace on TV.
No.
So like if you wanted to be a gay person, how many gay kids you were saying, I mean, how old are you?
34.
34, yeah. So you're a lot younger than me. That's like a 10-year gap. In high school, nobody was out.
Yeah.
Maybe one person you were like, yo, he's gay as fuck. But he wasn't out. No girl was out. It wasn't until later. And now people can be out, and there's like probably a club, and there's probably like,
And now you can't say nothing about gay people now.
No way.
People will... it's really taken me just a little minute to understand just America. America, to me, has gotten just soft and just weak and can't take criticism and can't give it right back.
Yeah.
It's not... I'm just trying to talk about us as a whole, and that is drawn from my experience on stage and some of the things that I say, because sometimes I do talk about gay people.
Yeah.
And people don't like that. I really don't. The gay crowd is really not my crowd, because I be spilling
can't you get grandfathered in? Can't you be like, yo, I'm the one who can say this?
I can, but people get offended because they don't understand what I'm saying in the joke.
Yeah.
And so they're like,
because
no.
That's I agree. And tell me if I'm right. They sit up on this PC horse. So when you're making this joke and you're in the community and you're like, nah, trust me, I know. Yeah. This is my group. And they're like, no, you can't say that. I do a joke about saying how I won't refer to someone by their ethnicity. You know what I mean? And my wife goes, hey, who's that black guy? And I'm like, what? And then I'm with a friend who's black, and he goes, hey, do you watch This Is Us? And I go, yeah. He goes, what's that black guy's name? And I'm like, what the? You can't. And I'm like, dude, you can't tell a black what he can and you know what I mean? That's the whole bit,
I talk about black people on stage, but the crazy thing is, they'll let me annihilate my own race, but not the gay people.
But not the gay people.
It's so weird. Oh, please don't say anything about transgenders. Oh, my God. One lady stood up and said, is this a fucking Trump rally? Fuck you. And grabbed her group of people, and they walked out.
Where?
At the Comedy Store.
Good God.
And I was like, lady, you've officially made me a real comedian.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like you're not a real comedian until somebody stand up and curse your ass out.
Well, then I guess I'm not a real comedian.
Oh, no.
Well, you push it,
This year is about pushing my boundaries. Every year in comedy, I want to know what I can do. So this year, I am pushing it so far that I'm opposite of everything, and it's just to kind of just test it out. I'm talking about transgenders in my new stuff. Yeah. I'm talking about still being on board with R. Kelly in my new stuff. I'm talking about...
That's hilarious.
I'm serious. And I just want to see how it affects people.
Yeah.
I don't care I don't care if I take a bomb. I don't care if people don't like it. I don't care if people are offended. This year is all about pushing boundaries, and it's really just all about me. I'm being a selfish comedian this year.
Yeah.
I'm talking about sobriety and people being happy about losing all the weight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why'd you gain it? You want me to be happy about you? And I'm talking about people that's now sober and in AA, and they all happy and proud of it. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you proud? You hit rock bottom, stupid. And you want me to be happy
and
for
we
you?
gotta celebrate you when we all had to put up with you for being a drunk,
like,
washed up douche.
But I mean, it's hilarious and it's funny. Of course, I'm putting it in a very soft, delicate, funny, aggressive way.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate like, especially in the African American community, everybody calling their husbands and their kids kings, and I'm like, do you know the definition of a king?
Yeah.
Your son, they be like,
what about LeBron? Can LeBron do it?
LeBron has earned. I really don't like calling nobody a king, but if they're gonna call somebody a king, we could call LeBron a king. He's worked very hard. He's dedicated a lot of his time to his community. He's in the movies.
James.
He's done it all.
Yeah.
But like some like one post was like, on this day 3 years ago, a king was born. I'm like, he hasn't done anything to contribute to the country, and you calling him a king?
Not to mention, you're setting him up to fail.
Yeah.
When that kid flunks a class sophomore year in high school,
It's
and you're
like-
like, well, the king.
It's like, what the fuck? I just be laughing at these posts. I'm like, how you call him a king and he can't even tell you how old he is?
Yeah.
Like, how old are you, Leroy? I 3 years old. This how he a king and this
fuck
nigga
outta
3 years
here.
old. So it's
3
just
years old.
so it's just like I'm just like really diving into that and just pushing it and trying to see how far I can go.
Yeah, but why do you think you have that perspective? Because that's unique to be in the gay community and to say that, like, hey, we're way too soft, like you should be tough on gays.
Yeah, it's just like when I do my transgender bit, people really don't like that bit.
Yeah.
And it's, first of all, it's like, why can't I have an opinion? Just because I'm in the LGBT community, why can't I just have to be on board with everything?
Totally. You know what one of my favorite things is? When you start talking to people who are like Mexican or Ecuadorian, and you start finding out who they're racist towards. You know what I mean? That's when it gets hilarious. When you like talk to someone who's like Argentine, like, oh, you know who we fucking hate? We hate. And then they give you that race and you're like, really?
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah. All Ecuadorians hate,
Oh
and you're
my
like,
God.
oh, that's crazy. But you know what I think it is? I think that you're probably just ahead of everyone else, because everyone else is now just getting used to the fact, like, oh, we can't say certain words. You can't call something gay, because then it's derogatory towards anyone who's gay. And now, so everyone's like learning how to just be inside that, and you're being like, yo, I've been this, so it's fine. You know what I mean? And it's just it's a different perspective that I think people might not be able to jump on.
I'm just having fun. I'm also taking advantage of the fact, like, I know this is gonna sound crazy because there is no advantages on what I'm about to say, but I am taking advantage of being black and being a woman, and being gay, because I get to say some of the most crucial shit and get away with it.
I know.
I'm getting away with so much shit, and they be like, well, if a guy said it, or if a white man said that, for sure, or if a
straight man said it. Yeah,
I'm getting away with a lot.
You should, because people still want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm saying stuff that a lot of people can't say.
Yeah,
which they can, but they'll get so much heat for it, and I won't.
No,
And
if they tried to, look out.
Oh yeah.
Punky coming for you.
You heard.
So all right, so he went and got your mom.
He went and got my
mama. We haven't
mama.
even finished that yet.
He went and got my mom. She comes downstairs. I was just at this time, I just was so embarrassed.
Yeah, and what was up with the chick? Was she embarrassed? Did you guys?
I didn't look at her. I didn't make eye contact with her the whole time. I didn't make eye contact with my mama. I sat in the chair and I was slouched and I just sat with my hands over my face the entire time everybody was talking. And it was very hard for me because my mother was sick. And the last thing I ever want to do is hurt her, because she is the shit.
Like sick in like a.
She wasn't nauseous. She was just. She could not wrap her head around what happened. She's like you never went to an all girl school.
Oh, she felt like it.
Nobody's getting this family. Like, she's like, where did you get this from?
She thought it was like getting bit by a bug. Yeah, and you're like, nah, this is just something.
And it just wasn't accepted, so I was embarrassed because I was doing something that I knew society called wrong.
Yeah, which is again why I said like I always think it takes so much bravery. Even I don't even care how many people are out now and what's in social, in the ethos. It's still tough if like everything. Like if you look at all the books that you read to kids, they're like none of them talk about there's some books now like, oh, this kid had 2 dads or 2 moms. Yeah. I always say this. My kids are lucky that they have friends with 2 dads. My kids are lucky that they have gay uncle that that's married. Because they don't have to then learn how to make it feel normal when it should just be whether 98% of the population thinks it's normal or is normal for them. It shouldn't matter. It should just be like, it is what it is. My thing that I find interesting is I always find that women are way more accepting than men.
That's 100% correct.
So like I think it's unique that your mom was so shocked because I feel like women are just like when I met my wife, I was like, she literally taught me how to not be judgmental. I'm like, she's so accepting of everyone. And I'm not saying I wasn't. It just was like so easy for her. Whereas for me, sometimes I had to like think of it.
I understand.
Look at it. Struggle. And that's another thing. It should be okay that people sometimes have to struggle to find acceptance or struggle to like understand why something's okay. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you don't understand?
Or they get so mad at you.
Have you never been around someone who was mentally No, some people never have.
No.
Yeah.
I have never. Yeah. So when I see it, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. All the time. I'm weirded out about a lot of stuff. Yeah. But it's just like with people. Just like I got a friend of mine who don't like one of my closest friends. I'm like, you just got to get to know him. Yeah, that's just what it is. You just got to get to know what the hell you don't like. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll see, like that's I don't. Me and vegans are not friends.
Why?
Because it's like I don't. It's like a cult.
Is anyone in New Orleans vegan?
We don't play that vegan shit. Yeah. I mean, some people are starting to get into that lifestyle out there, but we don't play that shit. And I'm not saying I don't. I'm like, look, if you want to be a vegan, go ahead, be a vegan. But stop trying to push that belief on me. Yeah. It's not going to benefit me. I don't want to not eat meat. Yeah. I want a fucking steak every now and then. I'm going to smash a burger. I can't see my life without it. Yeah. But but so like now I just started doing the same thing that people do to me. I'm like giving people the same energy that they give me. I give it right back to them.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things in the world.
I have to. You offer me some damn non-meat, I'm gonna offer you some meat. You know I don't eat meat. Well, you know I don't eat non-meat.
No one's ever said, you know I don't eat non-meat.
You know I don't. You know, yeah, I'm gonna just start slapping pork chops in people's face. Yeah, I have to.
Bone in or bone out?
Whichever one I got in my hand at the time. Yeah. It's just like even like with my Christian aunt. You know, it's just like she's always like, I wanted you to come to church, and I'm like, I'll come to church. Can we go to the strip club together on Saturday though? Yeah. Oh, that's unacceptable. Well, I don't go to church.
You got a cross in your ear.
Oh, but that's just because I love Uncle Jesse. And from Full House. They ain't got nothing to do with church.
First of all, everybody loved Uncle Jesse. You were like, wait, you can just like live in someone else's house? That's the coolest.
Uncle
and
Jesse
still be cool?
Is my favorite. I just loved his swag. I kind of picked up a little bit of his swag. Mm-hmm. I only have this flower shirt on because I went to a meeting. But usually I'm in a V-neck. Yeah. With some jeans and boots on, some nice J's or something, with a cross around my neck or a cross in my ear.
Because of Uncle Jesse.
Because of Uncle Jesse.
Oh my God.
I just loved his swag, and that's another reason why I knew I was gay. I was like, I like this man's swag. I love men's swag. I just wanted to, just mimic it and do it and be it. I'm like, I like this swag. I like this shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that shit too. I just never like. Sometimes, you seem like you just grabbed what you wanted to be and you just did it. Where for me, so many little things like took a long time before I was comfortable just doing things that I wanted to do, because I'm just like, oh yeah, that ain't me. Or like, no, that wasn't you, because I had like told myself this story about who I was. And then when I saw something, I'm like, no, I want to be that. And then you're just like, well, you can't. And I'm like, why not? And like, cause it's not you. And you're like, well, now I've finally gotten comfortable being like, nah, you can be. Yeah. 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 I mean, Uncle Jesse, maybe.
Oh man,
I'm just afraid of being Uncle Uncle Joey. Who was the other one?
You got Danny Tanner. Joey wasn't nothing. He was the family
Coulier.
friend.
Who was? He wasn't. Oh, but
He
lived
wasn't.
with them, didn't he?
He wasn't a cousin or
Why did he get
uncle
such a
or
better
nothing.
room?
He was just because Joey was in the business. So I think he lived in the basement. I don't know. I have to go watch Full House again.
No, Joey lived upstairs, I think.
He did. Well, who was in the basement?
Coulier was in the basement. Cut it out. Dave, wasn't he in the basement? People are gonna get so mad at me
That's
for
Joey
not knowing.
Gladstone. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Right. And then Jesse was in the house.
Yes.
And then Danny Tanner. Man, when I was younger watching Full House, I just was like, wow, this is just such a cute little white family. And then, do you know I got older? I started working at the Comedy Store. So like my first year at the Comedy Store, which was probably 8 years ago, I fucking meet Bob Saget.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking he's the same man from Full House.
Oh.
He gets on stage and blows me away.
Yeah.
He was talking shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I
was-
almost like have seen his stand up and been like, how the hell did he get that role? I mean, if that was 2019, nope. They would never give that role because then the outcry would be from sponsorship
Right.
on ABC being like, have you seen his stand-up on Netflix?
Oh, God.
How can he have this show?
It just kind of low key reminded me of Ice Cube going from Boys in the Hood to Ride Along. It's just like, really?
Well,
Like
there's a lot in between too, by the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
that you were like, hold up, bro.
Boys in the Hood, Friday, and now he's the family man.
Yeah.
So it kind of it was just kind of that.
Are we there yet? How about that?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Ride Along.
Ride Along's dope.
What is he in Ride Along? That's not him in Ride Along.
That's Kevin Hart and Ice Cube.
Okay, yeah. And Are We There? Yeah.
My friends
I be
wrote
getting all
those.
the little. Really?
Wrote Ride Along 1 and 2.
Wow. It's so hard to write a movie. I'm trying to like leave for 3 months and just go be in a cave.
Yeah, I mean, there's something great about like not. I just want to go away for one night where I could just like get a jump start or like just get a break because there's something to be said about being away from distractions and even just being in your home is a distraction because then it's like people want to talk to you. The mailman might come in. When you're somewhere where you can't even. I can't pick up toys or I can't vacuum.
Yeah.
Because I'm not there.
I find so I don't know if other people can do this, but I'm so weird. Like when I'm writing a script, I have to be watching TV while I'm writing.
Oh my God, that's probably the last thing I could have going on.
Well, the thing is,
I can't even listen to music.
When I'm in total silence,
Yeah,
I cannot
You start
write
hearing
a
voices?
script.
Yeah.
Like
What about stand up?
stand up. I write stand up from the stage.
Yeah,
I don't write it at home.
yeah, me too.
I hate it. I'd rather go take a fucking bomb. I'd rather just have a idea, a thought in my head, and go out there and just say it. But I'm getting I'm getting better at really structuring my jokes because I'm been in it for a while. So even if I have a fresh idea, it's sometimes just never flat out bombs. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing. So, but I'll go up there, I'll film it, I'll record it, I'll go home, and the key parts that I need, that's when I start writing.
Gotcha. Yeah. I come up with the idea, put it in my voice recorder, then I'll go through my voice recorder, write them down in a notebook, like a little one.
Yeah.
Then before I go on stage, I'll take what I want to work on and put that on a piece of paper, and then I'll talk about it. And then I was at the store the other night in the main room, and another comedian and I were talking, and they didn't have a great set. And they had told me before they didn't want to do old stuff because they were tired of it and they wanted to do new stuff, but it was a big show. It was main room sold out and they wanted to do well. So they did the old stuff and it didn't hit because they had no heart behind it.
It wasn't no heart.
So then like with a minute left, they went into new stuff and it started to do well and they were so mad afterwards. And I said, yeah, you got to just find a different way to do that old stuff. And then, because people don't want to start on new stuff because if it doesn't hit, then you're behind the 8 ball. And I went up and did stuff that I've been working on, have been doing for the last like 6 months, and then got into some new stuff.
Yeah.
And because I was having such a good set, not only did I get into new stuff, but then I started writing and tagging and tagging because like they were in it with me, you know?
Yep.
And it was the best.
That's how I go into a small depression when I don't have a new 15 minutes. It's just a small little slump.
I
but
know.
when I get a new 15 minutes, I'm like, stage now. Who gonna put? I need to get on now. I need to work on this shit now. I get so happy and I get so excited. And man, like right now, I'm tagging this new 15 up. Like I know what it is. I know what I want to talk about, and now I'm just gut punching that motherfucker just left and right.
Have your parents seen you do stand up, and if so, how often?
My dad loves my stand up. My dad is like, when you gonna do some more, player? You know what I'm saying? My mom is like, I don't think you're funny.
No way.
And I'm like, Ma. She's like, Chris Rock mama didn't think he was funny. She was like, just I can't be listening to all that shit.
But she was tough on you, wasn't she? Like from
my mom
jump?
is very protective of me. She's very tough, very thick skin, tough love. She don't play no shit. One strike you out type mama.
Yeah, you told me when we were doing that birthing that like she was she's the one who taught you respect and taught you how to be polite and be kind. Would you say like
be polite, be kind, but don't let nobody play with you. Like
tell me what you said. Sorry to interrupt.
I don't remember what the hell I said, but
no,
it was somewhere.
You told me that her whole thing was, I'm not going to give you rules. I'm going to see how far you'll stretch, and then I'll tell you.
I had no rules. I had no curfew. I did have one rule. I couldn't talk to boys on the phone. That was when I was younger.
You were like, yeah, no problem.
And I'm
all about them chicks,
I
mama.
need to ask her if she ever does she think about that and feel some type of way. I need to talk to her about that.
You know what you should say to her? You're like, Mom, I realized recently why I was gay, and it was because you didn't let me talk to boys. And I remember one day it just clicked, like, oh, that must have been it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just give her that guilt trip.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Are your parents like very religious? Because you said your aunt is. No.
They don't play that shit. My mama, she prays. She has a Bible, but she's not like super. She hates the church. She's like, this is just a bunch of just. She feels that the people in the church are just like, they're just full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, no. She's
but she prays and she has a Bible. That's interesting.
She prays. She has a Bible. Like she believes in God. She's a Christian, But and she really did. She was just like, look, you don't have no curfew. I think she just wanted for me to see how far I can go. Like I guess just testing my respect level for the house and for her and the things that she gave me. And I did pretty good. I always came inside fairly well.
Yeah.
Because I think she kind of just reverse psychologied me.
She got reverse psychology.
Because it's just crazy. You give somebody a rule and they break it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I used to say I used to F with people and be like, yeah, you put up a fence, kids want to jump over it.
Yeah, like don't put the fence up.
Yeah.
And watch how nobody walk on your damn lawn. It's just crazy. Like I did good. I think I want to raise my kids like that.
Yeah.
If I have any. Ugh.
Hold on, we'll get to that. What did your mom's ultimate reaction be with that mom? Did that mom come in the house with the girl that you were fooling around with?
She just kind of just
or
sat
did it
there.
Take place in the front lawn? Where did it take place?
No, they came in and everybody just sat down. Like
your mom put out coffee cake or anything?
No. That is so. What if she would have? I would have been like, what the fuck? Everybody just sat down, and my dad, of course, he kind of just facilitated this meeting, and he was like, all right, now everybody knows what's going on. I'm Moran, and Miss Pat, and like he kind of just held the meeting, and we all just talked, and they kind of just asked us when, where, how. I didn't speak a word.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk.
I mean, it must have been. It like you said earlier, it's embarrassing. Regardless of the fact that they now know that you're gay and didn't know before, it's just embarrassing. I wouldn't want to be around my parents and talk about having fooled around sexually with anyone when I'm a freshman in high school.
Eventually, my mom came to me and she was like, this is just a phase. You're young, and she was like,
"Was it a phase with that other chick?"
Yeah, it was a phase. She like married. She got churned and shit, and she might have. I don't know, whatever, but. Eventually, she came talk to me about it, and she was like, if you like this when you become an adult and you know exactly what you're doing, then we'll see, we'll figure it out. But eventually, she just She just was like, you my daughter, I love you. She just thought she just had my back. I got put out of Catholic school because I was gay. Because I wound up stopped going to the public school and I went to a Catholic school, which made it all worse. You just found out I'm gay and then you sent me to a fucking all-girl school.
Yeah.
You know I was getting bitches.
You flipping them left and right in Catholic
But it was just a better environment for me to be in there. It was a better education.
Yeah.
It was just, so, and my uncle was the assistant principal over there. So
Yeah.
I went to that school. And
then they kicked you out for being gay?
I got kicked out on the last day of my 11th grade year. And it was for nothing. They just put a charge on me. I got charged, bro.
What do you mean?
They charged me for kissing a girl in the hallway. I was like, I did not. I was like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Like I was raised by Mary W. Johnson. There's nothing stupid about me. She is so smart, and I am. Trust me, I'm not dumb enough to kiss a bitch in the middle of a hallway at a Catholic school.
Yeah.
Where the Christian faith and the Catholics and the archdiocese run this, and they hate gay people.
Yeah.
Not hate it, but it's like damnation and all this stupid shit.
So where'd you go senior year?
Back to the school that I left from the ninth grade.
Damn. That's crazy.
Which was great. I was able to be gay.
Yeah.
I was able to be myself.
Yeah.
And then, because I went to that Catholic school, I had too many credits. So I got out at 11 o'clock every day.
Oh, damn.
Every day. 11, 12 o'clock, I was gone.
And what'd you do?
I took a course at Delgado, trying to be responsible.
Yeah.
It's a community college. I was like, let me just take a course or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wish I was getting out at 11 o'clock senior
Oh,
year.
man, I was never at school. And I was very, very smart. I was a very, very smart kid. Kind of sort of had a photographic memory because I have a little bit of dyslexia, so I never liked to read.
Yeah.
So in class, I was always laser focused, just listening and just visually learning.
Yeah.
So I never studied because it always frustrated me to read.
Did you know this when you were in school? Because
I didn't.
I hear so many people now, especially like in our business, that are like, yeah, my dyslexia coming out. And I'm just like, I wonder if that's like, there's like no learning I'm a hands-on learner.
Yeah.
If I had to read a book about something versus sitting with someone and them just showing me, because like as comics, we observe so much, I think. And for me, if like I watched you do something, I could probably do it immediately.
Yeah.
But if I had to read a book and take a class,
God.
it would just be painful.
Yeah, I'm actually working on my reading right now. I get anxiety when I read because I can read, but I can't. So it's just like when I was in high school, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know nothing about dyslexia. I was diagnosed with that when I went to college. I took a dyslexia test, and my numbers are always backwards, which is crazy because I'm a bartender and I deal with numbers
all the time.
But I'm not bad with money. I might be bad with numbers, but I'm great with money.
Yeah, totally.
But but like I'm working on it now. I'm trying to actually teach myself. So I'm just reading scripts. I start getting anxiety the more I read because I'm just like, I get frustrated and I'm like, fuck this shit because I have to go. The child went to but like I have to read like that because if I just read it, all my words gonna be jumping around. I'm not gonna understand what I just read.
Oh wow!
So I'm working on it. I'm teaching myself.
That's killer.
It was embarrassing for a little while, but I'm like, whatever. Who cares?
Who gives? Not me.
You know,
if it's going to help you in the long run, what does it matter?
Yeah.
I just love that you still have a thirst to like learn.
Well, the only reason why I got a thirst to learn is because I started feeling dumb as fuck. Because I stopped completely, and I was like, I was spelling words wrong. Siri was spelling all of my words for me, and I was like, this is a shame. Yeah, this is horrible.
Well, Siri can do everything for you.
But some words she can't spell. And I'm like, now both of us sitting here looking stupid. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. I was like, I got to start like at least learning words and reading the dictionary. So now I try to read and then look up words that I don't understand and try to apply it to the sentence that I'm reading.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to like 6th grade level.
You're going old school. Hold on, let me check this. All right, perfect. Can you tell me, I want to talk a little bit about how you met your wife and like when I said there was like a speed bump in the middle there, what happened? Because I think it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard about how you stuck with it. And I'm saying stuck with it, and I'm using that lightly.
I met my wife in high school at the Catholic school.
Oh, okay.
And
you kissed her in the hallway.
Oh yeah, we tongued each other down the hallway. And when I went to that school, I was the only one, because I knew I was gay when I got there.
Yeah.
I was okay with being gay when I got there. And I like came out at that school. I didn't give a fuck. My pants was baggy. Everybody wore skirts. I wore pants. I had braids, big stud earrings in my ear. Like I was just straight thugging at this Catholic school. And the teachers and the nuns hated that shit, but they couldn't do nothing about it because I was too smart.
Yeah.
I had perfect attendance. My grades was on point. I'm killing it in school.
Yeah.
So it's like, what can we do?
Were there any nuns that were like, yo, yeah,
Hell no.
none of them?
No, they didn't like
Damn.
that shit. They're like, pick up your pants and, you need to start looking like a young lady. And it's like, this is how I look. Take it or fucking leave it. My parents are paying for me to be here. You can't tell me how to dress.
Yeah.
I'm wearing your damn uniform. What you want me to do?
Yeah.
So I do think it was low key a setup that they put me out. But anyway, bump them. And my wife, who, at the time, who was just this freshman, I think I was a junior, and she used to call me pretty boy. I used to wear gray contacts. I was out of control.
You wore gray contacts?
I used to wear every color contacts. Cat eyes. I used to have yellow contacts, white contacts, gray contacts. I used to be like a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm still a weirdo.
You're definitely a weirdo,
Yeah.
but trust me, if I love that idea. You know what I mean?
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Let's be different. I wasn't afraid to be different.
No.
I'm like, shit, I'm there. My parents know I'm gay now.
First of all, you're different at a public school. At that Catholic school, you were just straight crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was out of control. And she used to be like, hey, pretty boy. And I used to be like, oh, you talking to me? She one of the prettiest girls in school. I was like, all right. So in my mind, she's calling me this. Mm-hmm. I thought she was gay. So then I go to a party and I asked her for her number. And she was like, what? I'm not gay. What are you talking about? And then I went to another party.
Boy.
I see her in this party. She got on this yellow tube top suit or whatever this thing she had on. She looked like just a little banana, you know? And this guy was trying to talk to her and she was like, tell him I'm gay. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
She said that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And then she was just sending all these mixed signals. So of course I'm gonna pursue her. Mm-hmm. But then of course she just ganked me, just turned me down, just left and right. So I was like, fuck it. So then my best friend come along and she was like, I bet you can't get her. I'm like, I bet you I can.
You're like,
so
bitch, I got a straight girl 3 years ago.
Then she became a bet, yo. So then I just kept pushing the issue. I kept pushing it.
Oh my
then we started
God.
talking on the phone and then it just went from there.
Yeah, okay.
From the phone.
Yeah. So then you became girlfriends?
Not necessarily. So what happened was she was like, I'm not like this. This is not the way I was raised. I'm Catholic. I can't be like this. I can't. And I was like, all right. So I used to just bring a bunch of different girls around. And ooh, boy, that fucked her up. And I remember this one day she just came up to me with her arms folded and I had this chick that was just like, I'll be back. And she went over there. So as soon as the chick walked off, she came up to me. She was like, I don't like this. You can't be just bringing all these girls around here. You know how I feel. I'm like, but you're not gay. She was like, I know I ain't gay, but I still feel for you and all this shit. So I was like, you say the word and I'm done with her. I'm done with everybody.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, it's the word.
That's unbelievable.
And it started from that.
That's unbelievable. I mean, when I met my wife, we met and we were a lot older than you. Mm-hmm. We met and we kissed and then I asked her to for a number and she's like, nah, I just got out of something. And I was like, that's cool. Yeah, let's be casual. And she's like, nah, I don't do that. And I was like, all right. And I was like, well, if you ever want to find me, my friends and stuff. And 6 months later, my friend was like, yo, you remember that girl from that party? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, she wants you to call her. And I was like dating, I was dating and I called everyone. I'm like, can't see you anymore. And I did the same thing. I didn't tell her yo, if you're in, you're in. But I called it off with every girl before I even went on one date with her.
You liked her, man.
I just knew. I'm like, any chick who met me, dug me, and she was smart, funny, and hot.
Of course.
And had the self-control to wait 6 months to be like, all right.
Let me get my mind right.
I'm ready. I was like, man, I don't know what that is, but
maturity.
I ain't never seen it. Yeah.
That's a woman that's gonna get your life together.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
She took time out to take care of herself mentally.
Yeah,
and on all levels in order to be in a relationship, which was some dope shit.
Totally.
I wish everybody did that.
Yeah, but hold on. before we skate over this, then you guys broke up, right?
Well, we was together for probably about 8 years, give or take. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the Christianity really started kicking in on her.
Really?
Like, I knew it bothered
and what did her folks say?
I knew it bothered her throughout the years. Her parents didn't like it at all. Her daddy never knew, but her mom did. And it was just that push of God and, you know, your dad's going to cut you off. And she's her dad's precious angel, you know, like, you know. So I think that got to her. Mm-hmm. And, of course, she had never been with a guy. She had never ventured off. She had never played around. She never did nothing. She's a virgin. But
virgin, is that a thing in the lesbian community that, like, everyone has to, like, does everyone think they need to go have an experience with a guy?
I don't know. A lot of lesbians like to be gold star. Gold star is when you don't have sex with a man. I wish I was gold star.
That's hilarious.
I wish I was gold star.
I'm gold star, girl.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the Mac lesbian.
Yeah.
I'm not the ruler because I'm not a gold star.
Yeah.
But I did that for my mama though. So I should get a pass.
Yeah.
I was like,
for you, Mom.
I did. I was like, she's like, you need to go experience. I'm not gonna believe you gay until you go out. And I was like, all right, well, I did it. I'm gay, bitch. I don't like it.
Yeah. So, oh my God, I can't even imagine. That's crazy.
I mean, I developed a relationship with a guy. You know, he was very attractive. He was a very nice man, mm-hmm. and we had a relationship. Yeah. And eventually, things got physical, and it just wasn't for me.
You knew from go though.
I did, but you know, I liked him and I wanted to try with him, and I was mentally connected to him. Yeah. We was emotionally connected, so it wasn't just like I was just going out there just to prove a theory. Mm-hmm. We were in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it's just not for me. Just being with a man, period, is just not for me. And there's nothing against. I always like to say this on stage. I tell men, I'm like, I have nothing against men. I love men because men are, number one, you have the hardest job in the world. You know, like the pressure is on for you to provide, protect, and be able to make enough money and take care of a family. That's a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. To be in control of a roof over, you know what I'm saying?
Or what society has deemed a man has to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. You know, when a woman could just be like, I'm going to just stay at home.
Yeah.
That's easy. But I feel like men have the hardest job. You know, you gotta, you can't turn down a fight, or you what they consider what? A fag or gay or, you know, a punk.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot for a man. So I look up to men. I appreciate men. Men inspire me to be a better damn man.
Yeah.
So I always have to let the crowd know that, because some men are just like,
yeah.
What do you know, like,
dumb?
Not that. Dumb? It's just like, you know, you ain't had the right dick. Some men just say some of the stupidest shit to gay women.
Yeah,
it's just
I can only imagine, because I've heard some stuff that they'll say to a straight man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but what about when you guys broke up?
So we broke up. I went a little batshit crazy because I could not handle the breakup.
Because you've been together 8 years.
We have been together for so long
worked to become a relationship.
And I'm talking marriage, but at this point, I'm talking like, shit, we've been together all this time. This is it for me, you know. And she's like, whoa, this is not it for me, you know. And she's like, I got my parents, I got God. I've never played. I've never lived life.
Yeah.
And that shit it just punched me in my gut. And at the time I didn't understand, but it's good that it happened, because I got to play and get all my shit out too.
Yeah.
But I just could not handle the thought of her being with somebody else. Yeah. So I used to just watch her all the time.
Yeah.
I used to watch her. And I don't know what I was going to do if I would have saw anything. I don't know. I didn't have a plan.
Yeah. And now break down for me when you mean watch her.
Also, you couldn't get into her apartment complex without a pass.
Yeah.
And in order to get a pass, they had to call her, and I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So they had around this fence, like they had a tree, okay? And I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to climb this tree. And I don't like being outside. I hate mosquitoes. I hate the heat, the humidity. I hate it all.
That's New Orleans.
I put it on the line. I sacrificed that shit for her, bruh. And I just used to be up there just watching her. I would go to work from 6 to 2 a.m. Sometimes I'll go out and get a drink. Sometimes I'll be sitting in that damn tree.
That's
and I did it for a while.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, and didn't you become like friends with the person whose tree
Oh,
it was?
I became, so I got, so the tree, blah, 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 blah. The tree was it just started getting annoying. So they got this guy that I know that I used to go to a bar with. His name is Big T. Mm-hmm. And he knew people that lived in these apartment complex behind. So he used to always go to their house. So I used that as a way to become friends with those people, to get invited to their house. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to just start hanging out here. And hanging out over there, you can directly see, you can't per se see her door, but you could see the vicinity of which she lived. Yeah. And I would just go there. I would just go there and just kind of just chill and kind of just peek in every now and then, just see if I see her. Nothing I did made sense at all.
Let me tell you something. I've been in love with people before, and I'm in love with one now. Mm-hmm. And it's not like it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Because everyone has been so in love with somebody like, no, they're wrong.
Yeah,
we're in love. So then you're like, well, I'm gonna do a drive-by. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'll do a drive-by, a walk-by, a tree-by. You know, in your case,
a lie to the neighbor by. It's just, you're right though. I was like, what are you talking about? We're in love. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
But
and you were right, because now you're married.
Because now we married, and you know the thing is, I just had to, just for anybody going through a breakup, you have to just understand who you are. Like, I had to take a good look at myself in the mirror and understand what I brought to the table. Yeah. And it wasn't the fact that it was her loss or mine. It was the fact that I had got lost in the fact that somebody didn't want me, and I let that affect me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, bitch, you are Punkie Johnson. You don't need this, but this is bullshit. You ain't about to be stalking no bitch. If she don't want you, fuck that bitch. And it all worked out. It was a blessing because I moved to California. Yeah. Which was great.
She was like, whoa, where you going?
I wound up getting real tight with this girl. And the woman that I was, falling for was a bigger woman, not my type. But when my wife, she didn't care I was messing with all the bad bitches. She was like, fuck that bad bitch, fuck that bad bitch, fuck that bad bitch. She didn't care about them. But the bigger woman, the thick one, that, didn't have the long, beautiful hair like all the rest of the women, she was like, that hoe got your mind and your heart. And I was like, she was like, that's the one I don't like. Damn. Because she really did. This woman was, she was a different type of woman. And this bitch she was a good bitch. Yeah. And my wife saw that shit and zoomed in quick. She was like, nope. Yeah. I told you this breakup was for me to play. I'm done playing.
How long was it?
It was a 3-year breakup.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. Punky, I gotta tell you, I don't know many people that not only act upon love, but believed in love, and then also believed in commitment so hard that they were like, listen, I told you I'll drop everything if you're in. And then they were in, and then they got out. And then when did she finally come back to you, or were you like, yo, what's up? Are you done or what?
Well, she came back and I was like, you don't get to do that. You don't get to leave me and then come back when I use the old saying, I'm not a coat that you could just take out of the closet when you get cold outside. I said that stupid shit. And then I meant what I said at the time. And then I just looked at the woman I was with and I was like, I can't spend the rest of my life with you. I don't see it. Like, you're great, you're fantastic, but you make me feel too happy. My wife gives me all the feels. I'm happy. I'm mad. Yeah. I'm enraged. I get all the feels from her, and I only got one feel from her. Yeah. Because she's a phenomenal woman, but probably not for me. Yeah. So.
You probably wouldn't have stalked her if she broke up with you.
No. Yeah. I wouldn't have stalked her. Yeah. And she was just too good for me. Just way too good. I mean, I'm an alcoholic. Well, not now, but I was an alcoholic. I'm trash. I'm doing drugs. I'm living a wild life. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. And when she dealt with that, but my wife would do it with me. She would be with me on this journey rather than watch me be on a journey. So that was kind of the difference.
Yeah. Oh, you're badass, girl. I love you.
And she found me stalking her romantic. I was like, that is not romantic, you psycho piece of shit. Are you crazy?
I don't know.
That's how I knew.
There is something romantic about it. I know a lot of people who's...
You was protecting me and watching my back. I was like, I was trying to kill you.
I thought about it a number of times. You ever see that blow dart that landed off your bedroom wall? That was me.
That was me.
In the tree.
Oh man, but that's my dog. I mean, we still go through our shit, you know. But at the end of the day, like we had a little altercation. We had some situations going on last week because we still dealing with her parents and them controlling her life. We still dealing with stuff like that. And I just went up to her and I was just like, I fucking hate you. And she was like, I hate you because I couldn't leave you if I tried.
Yeah.
I just can't leave this bitch.
Yeah. And she's like, well, I tried to leave you and you wouldn't let me. So why don't you get over it? Pick a side.
Because eventually when she came back to me, I did tell her, fuck you, da 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 da. Mm-hmm. And then like I called her and I was like, all right, fine. And she was like, well, I got a boyfriend now. You too late. And I was like, all right, well, think about it. And so she was like, I'm going to think about it. And I thought it was going to take months. You know, I thought she called me in like 30 minutes. She was like, all right, he gone. I was like, what?
And how long you been married now?
It'll be 5 years in July.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
5 years in July. That sounds like a movie.
Ooh.
5 years in July.
Yeah, I have to start. I like that. 5 years in July.
Well, you're the best, Punkie Johnson.
You're the best, man.
I appreciate you coming and sitting down.
This was a great talk.
Yeah, you're the best.
I really like this podcast.
Thank you. You know, it's funny. I go into some certain episodes and I'm like, oh, this is going to be hilarious. We're going to have so much fun. And then you start talking and you realize that, like, you know, for comedians, I feel like sometimes you're always having to be on that when you can sit and just talk and like get to know someone. And yeah, some stories may be, you know, not a comical situation, but like just to be able to sit and talk with her and be open and just have a real conversation is almost all I really want to do. I love getting real with people and getting to know people on a level that you're never going to get through our stand-up, because when we're on stage, even as much as like we try to be real or be ourselves, you're always a persona on stage. So I loved every bit of that sit down with Punky. Check her out. Keep an eye out. She's got some cool things she's working on, and she's going to be popping up a lot of places, I have a feeling, and I know. Punkie Johnson. Give her a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and again, I always appreciate you guys listening and tuning in and sharing and letting people know about it, because that's why we do it, you know. So get ready for next week. We got the video every week now, and I'm also going to start doing some Facebook Lives if I haven't started yet, because I pre-recorded this. What do I need to lie to you and act like it happened today? But we're going to do Facebook Live. So if there's things you want to know, whether it be about me or about you or about the world. I don't know a lot of stuff about the world, but I do know about old stuff. So ask me about that. Love you guys. Peace.